And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
There you go. Thank you. Well, well, well. It isn't Samantha Markham, or whatever the hell her name is. How's the art fraud business?
Actually, all the charges have been dropped.
So I read in the paper. And here you are, free as a bird. How do you like that for a criminal justice system?
You know, you don't know the whole story.
I know this. You fooled a lot of people for a long time. But you never fooled me. Neither did that other con artist who posed as your daddy. What was his name again? Ah, yes. Beauregard Eustace. Where did he find a name like that? I warned Craig about you. And I wish for his sake that he'd listen. But you see, he's a very trusting guy.
Craig
and boy, did you
knows the whole
exploit
truth
that.
now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how does Craig feel about being used for months while you set up his mother-in-law? Love you, Craig, but, ooh, that piece of...
You know, what's also really interesting is after the fact, Craig still chooses to be with me. You know, Emily, you might practice sheathing your claws a little better.
I never hurt Craig, or lied to him, or used him. Believe me when I tell you this. He will see through you eventually. And when he does, I'll be there. I gotta hand it to you. You wrecked Lucinda. I almost feel sorry for her. No, what am I saying, Lucinda? She'll snap back. She always does. And when she does, she'll get back at her phony little sister.
Actually, you're not up to date. I actually am Lucinda's real half-sister.
What do you want to be in Lucinda's will or something?
Gloria Keller was my mother. And that makes Royce my twin. And you remember Royce, don't you? It's funny, I didn't know either, but this all came out in the investigation.
Lucinda, Royce, and you. There couldn't be a family that scary.
The police corroborated it last night.
Lucinda must be thrilled. You know what? Let me know when the next family reunion is. I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
I understand why Monica hired you. You engineered the merger with Biogene, but Holden, this is a huge problem for us.
I know. You're worried about me being here because of Damien. I was very reluctant to take the job at first, but I promise you, there is not going to be any trouble.
I've heard that promise before, Holden.
Things have changed, Cal.
What? What's changed?
Lily and I have talked. She told me that she intends to stay with Damien and work on her marriage. I told her I was not going to interfere.
I find that hard to believe, given your history. Have you finally accepted the fact that it's over between you and Lily? And she's the one who wants it that way? You realize that she's happy with Damien?
I don't really think she is too happy, Cal. I saw her over at your house the other day. She was really upset about something, and when I asked her about it...
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You make me a personal promise that you will let Lily and Damien work out their problem.
I am not going to interfere.
You have promised to stay away from Lily and Damien before, and your track record is horrible.
I told you, things are different. You'll see for yourself. Mama invited me to the party that she's throwing for the both of you. Lily's going to be there. I am going to make it work. You'll see.
Hey, you know, my tests haven't surfaced yet.
Well, weren't you just down there?
No, that was a while ago. What has happened around this place since I stepped down?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I have a meeting.
Yeah, I think I have work to do, too, but you're going to start yelling at me. Listen, we'll talk about it later, all right?
Bye. John, what's going on?
I just don't like all this waiting.
I know,
like...
you're in such a rush to get this IV pushed this morning. Why?
I just don't like the waiting. You know what I wish?
What do you wish?
When all of this chemo stuff is over, you and I, we could take a couple of weeks, go someplace, you know, just celebrate the life.
That'd be great.
Paris, Acapulco.
Tahiti?
Tahiti.
I always wanted to go to Tahiti.
Tahiti, yeah.
A good place.
Mm-hmm.
Go gambling. We don't have to decide now where we want to go. Do we?
This whole thing, you know, this taught me a lesson. If there's something important, you want to do it. You don't postpone it. What do you think about that?
Am I arguing?
You wanted to see me?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did. This is good stuff. All your suggestions. We're going to go with them, right?
Good.
Lucinda. Hello. Hi, Chris.
Shannon?
Hello, Sharon. What can we do for you today?
I'm looking for Eduardo. I have the estimate for redecorating his office.
You're going to be redecorating the office for Eduardo?
Yes, I am.
Oh, of course, Lisa.
Yes. Lisa recommended me when she was still seeing Eduardo. Had I known that she was going to be giving us walking papers, I don't know.
I don't know if it happened exactly that way.
I assure you it did.
If you want to get out of the job.
No, Eduardo signed a contract, and I've already started on the design. So, is he here?
No, he's out of it. But you know what? Why don't we take a look at the estimates, since Worldwide is going to be footing the bill.
All right. It's going to be un peu postmoderne, très élégant. I'm thinking very 21st century, on taupe, black, white, chrome, très masculin, sort of a Maltese entrepreneurial. Yes, but all that could change. Duh.
Maltese entrepreneurial?
Well, it looks as though one of your sharks is going to be getting a very pricey tank.
We might have to just get some sea kelp. Throw it on the chrome and the white and the très
And the
masculin.
Maltese entrepreneurial. Yeah.
The wall. You know the wall?
Between us?
Oh, not that wall. The wall between your office and Craig's office. It's time for it to be demolished. So get your crowbar.
It was a miracle that Shannon made it through the delivery.
There was no doctor, no midwife.
No, are you kidding? I was the only one there. I mean, I did what I could to comfort her and help her through the labor. Oh, she was in so much pain. I can still remember her crying. I can still hear it in my... The pain. She was so scared. And then the joy. After the baby was born, she was ecstatic. Even in that place. God, there was so much blood. Ugh.
See, that's the dream she has. There's a lot of blood. And she hears someone crying. Only she doesn't know it's herself.
Well, could have been the baby. I mean, he was crying before he died.
It was a boy then.
Yeah. And he had started to cry and to breathe. And then his heart stopped. And all of a sudden, it was just still. Silence. I mean, I was holding the little guy. Well, I knew he was dead. But Shannon, no, she wouldn't accept it. And when the guards came to take the baby away, she completely lost it, man. She went ballistic. And as weak as she was, man, that girl, she was all over those guards. She tried to stop them as best she could. I mean, I had to hold her back. And she was yelling and screaming at me to let her go. And finally, she collapsed. She got real sick. And she became feverish and delusional. And she was sick for a really long time. And when she recovered and was lucid enough to talk, I thought she was going to ask me about the baby, but she never did. After a while, I kept trying to bring it up, but she would just close down and say she didn't know what I was talking about. So I figured that was the only way she had to deal with the situation. And so I just left it alone. I don't know. So when I came to Oakdale, I didn't know what kind of emotional state she was in. That night at the Mona Lisa, when she saw me, we had started talking about prison, and I kept waiting for her to bring up the baby, but she never did. And the next day, I mean, we spent hours together talking alone. Still no mention about the baby. Man, I'm telling you, she buried the memory of that time so deep that she doesn't even know there was a baby that ever existed.
Except every night, in her dreams, where she loses our son over and over again.
Okay, the car's all packed. You ready?
Yeah.
What's up?
I had a little run-in with Emily, and she wasn't too happy to see me out of jail. She said that she warned you about me.
She did?
So what did she say?
We have to talk about this now.
Yes, we do. I want to know.
Okay. Emily said that she always thought that you and Elliot were fakes. Eduardo had told her that he saw Elliot at a costume party in the Riviera years ago, and that she was at the racetrack once with a client, and she saw Elliot there. He was answering a page for Beauregard something.
Is there anything else?
The DeWitt party at Lucinda's. She said she overheard you and Elliot talking about the copy, making the switch and blowing off to Rio.
And so that's why you broke into my armoire and you found my copy.
Yeah, that and a lot of things that didn't add up, Sam.
Well, you know, Emily couldn't have possibly overheard Elliot and I talking at that party because I wouldn't have been that
Well,
stupid.
I'll tell you, she overheard something.
I think Emily tipped off the police.
The caller was a man.
So she got Eduardo to do it.
She wouldn't do something like that, Sam.
I bet my life she did it.
Hi. I expected to find Emily here. When'd you get back?
Last night. How did you know I was gone?
Oh, I have my ways. Where were you?
You know, I'm glad you're here. I was going to call you. Have a seat. I flew down to Texas to see Cal. You know, I never really got a chance to talk with him when I came back from Europe, and there was a lot I needed to say to him. He and I are going to be married.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, I guess it probably seems that way, but actually it's taken us a long time to get past our problems, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, well, I had a pretty good idea this is what you wanted all along. I'm glad it worked out.
Thanks. I'll never forget what a good friend you've been, Kirk. Especially when I miscarried. I don't know how I would have gotten through that without you.
Well, I owed you for jumping ship. But, we had some good times, didn't we? I especially enjoyed cooking for you.
Please, that I am trying to forget. My kitchen's never quite been the same.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
Cal! Connor just told me the good news. Congratulations, you're a lucky man.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. I just came by to tell you that I'm ready to go.
Well, I will walk you out, and I'll let Emily know you're here.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Well, well, well. I guess you heard the good news.
Yeah. I think it's great.
And the best part is, you won't be hanging around here any longer.
Well, I might be, if you play your cards right. DeWitt projections over there on the floor, actually.
I guess I'll just have to bend over and pick them up. You really shouldn't have bothered, though, Kurt. Could have given it to Craig. It's his account.
Well, actually, I think it'd be a little tough for Craig to deal with those from the unemployment line.
What?
Craig's out. Lucinda fired him yesterday.
Shannon has to be told about the baby.
I don't think she can handle it right now.
I'll be the judge of that, Mr. DeVere. And when the time comes, I want to be the one to tell her.
Well, look, if you need to talk about this anymore, you know how to reach me.
Bonjour, mon amour. Hello.
I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, goodness. That's a nice greeting. What did I do to deserve that?
Well, I love you very much. You know that.
I know that, but you're usually so officious at the office. Oh, Duncan, I've had the most fabulous day. It's absolutely great. I adore my work. My dearest friend's alive and well and living here in Oakdale, and I'm in love with the most handsome, wonderful man in the entire universe. My life could not be more perfect.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm fine with whatever you did with Evan, all right? You're free to do what you want, see anybody you want, do anything you want.
Thank you, but I don't want to play the field like some kind of maniac. That's your style, remember?
No, I told you I wasn't seeing anyone since I got back here.
Well, yeah, this is your way of telling me that you want to, right? You come in here and grant me permission to do something that I don't want to do, and in return...
No, in return, I'm a free man. Is that okay with you?
What is it? This really bothers you that I was with Evan that one time, doesn't it?
No.
And yet, it's not supposed to bug me whenever you show up with Miranda or Taffy or
You know,
whoever.
I don't even know why I came back here. I mean, we just don't see this the same way.
No, we don't. You got that right.
Okay, so, then this is never going to work.
Right. For once, we agree.
Okay, I guess then that's it. See you around.
Emily?
Craig, I was going to call you. I heard what happened with Lucinda.
Well, what? There's been so much.
Kirk told me you were fired.
Yeah, well, guess I'm not surprised he's spreading the news. Did he throw in a little victory dance?
Craig, I'm really sorry. I mean, not just about the job. I know you and Lucinda were close.
Yeah, I guess you just felt that you couldn't work with me anymore, so...
Is all this worth it? After everything you built here?
Are you asking me if Sam is worth it? She is. I know that other people feel differently. I know that you do. You warned me about her that day.
Yeah. I didn't want to see you get hurt. You didn't believe me.
I didn't want to.
Is that right? Was I right about Sam and Elliot and
Yes,
this whole
Emily.
fraud
Yeah,
con
Emily,
thing?
you know what? You were right. My friend, I have to ask you something, and I really need an honest answer.
Sure, what?
Did you have anything to do with that anonymous phone call the police got about Sam?
Goofing off again, John?
I'm still waiting for my tests. I got my hands on these guys down in the lab. Heads are gonna roll.
All right. I got him.
You got him. You got him. Okay, let's go.
John. I want to talk to you.
What about? Come on.
I want to talk to you in my office.
Why?
I want to go to the office.
There's a problem here, isn't there?
I want to discuss this with you privately, not in the middle of a solarium. I'm not sure, but there may be a problem, yes.
What in the world did Emily do when she turned Sam in? She KO'd her chances with Craig. Now what in the world can she do to get him back? Find out tomorrow as the world turns. And the trap has been set and the bait taken. Will Nick get caught in Alan's scheme to destroy Alex? Next on Guiding Light.
Scarves by Echo Design Group. Children's clothes by Good Lad of Philadelphia. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.